Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we start the Monster Energy Cup Series playoffs, my third playoff appearance in my third season, so we're hoping that maybe this is the season we have a run to the Final Four. I'm not sure if we are a championship team right now, but we can certainly hope for that now. As first, before we start the playoffs, we have to go to the Xfinity Series race for the final race of the regular season. In the series, we had Natalie Decker in the car for the final race of the regular season. She's a possibility of being in the car for the playoffs, but I'm not 100% sure if we're going to have her yet. And she didn't start very well in this race, and we didn't have a very fast car as well in this race. She struggled quite a bit running in P28 by the midway point in this event, and she just struggled so much to work her way forwards, and it was nothing to do with the driver. It was purely the car in this race that was just not up to the level that we should have it up to, and by the time she came towards the final lap, she still was in the mid-20s in P25 as she went down into turn 3 alongside the 51 of Jeremy Clements, trying to move into the 24th position as she would be edging him out as she came out of turn 4 behind the number 8 of BJ McLeod, or however the heck you pronounce his name. As she came through, she would come through to get P24, so not the best finish for Natalie Decker, but she's still certainly a strong contender for the driver in our seat for the playoffs. We'll have to make a decision here within the next episode, obviously, as the playoffs start very shortly now for the Xfinity Series. So now it's time to set our sights, though, on the Cup Series race, the start of the playoffs. So hopefully we can pull something off here in Las Vegas and have a good run today, as we're well above the cut line, so we don't really have to worry about anything in this first round, especially, and really the second round we should be okay, but the third round is really where it's going to be crunch time now. As we come through in the qualifying, we made it to the third and final session as we came through turns 3 and turns 4, currently with a 30.755. As we came through the trial vote across the line on the apron, we would hit a 30.738, and we would call it there in the third round, and we will start P7 for the first race of the playoffs here in Las Vegas.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for today's running of the South Point 400. Today marks the beginning of the 10-race Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. After a knockdown, drag-out regular season, only 16 drivers still have a shot at NASCAR's greatest prize. The final road to glory starts here at this 1.5-mile tri-oval located just 15 miles north of the Vegas Strip. So, grab a chair and we'll deal you in. It's time for NASCAR playoff racing on PRN.
All right, we are ready to go green here in Las Vegas for the first race of the playoffs. Alex Bowman starting in the back after failing optical scanning station multiple times. And our teammate Kevin Harvick on the pole. He's been on the front row so many times this season, and he is again today to start the playoffs as we get ready to go green from the 7th starting position. We're starting behind our teammate of Clint Boyer as we're ready to go green, and the green flag is out, and we are underway here for the first race of the playoffs in this start of the season now as we cross the line side by side with the 11 of Denny Hamlin as we head down towards turns 1. Harvick leads away over Kyle Busch now as we go into turns 1 for the first time, as he is ahead of Ryan Blaney, who tries to move into the second position. And as we come out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, Harvick continues to lead as Blaney and Busch battle side by side for that second position as we head down into turn 3 behind our teammate of Clint Boyer. And we try to look to the inside of Chase Elliott now as we do just that as we come through the center of the corner out of turn 4. Now, last race we were around Elliott, and because the last we got wrecked just about, but thankfully this time it's a little more clean as we come through to complete the first lap here in the playoffs at Las Vegas. And immediately I jump up to the top line trying to see if we can make it work, because I want to know if we can make that outside work early in this race so I don't make this mistake later. And we came out of turn 2, we built up a pretty decent run, but we had to get out of the throttle to not run straight into the back of Kyle Busch. But it certainly seems like we can definitely make a bit of a run on the top, but not as good as on the bottom line. So it's certainly an option if possible, if we need it. So I wasn't going to be afraid to run this top in this race. But as we came through to start the third lap, still side by side now with the 2 of Brad Keselowski as we went into turns 1 and turns 2. By the time we came to the end of the third lap, still on this top line with Keselowski and Kyle Busch battling on my inside as we close in now on the back of Ryan Blaney, building up some momentum through the tri-oval. And I decided to jump up to the top, trying to make a move 3 wide, but Blaney's going to be there, so we decide to back out of it as we get into his back bumper as we go into turns 1 and turns 2. Now Joey Logano looks to my inside this time as we come through the corner. We have all the Penske cars right around me as we try to make a 3 wide and down the back straightaway, but we got into the back of the 22, and that keeps his momentum much higher than mine as we go into turn 3. Looking to the inside now of Ryan Blaney as we come through the corner. And as we come out of turn 4, we would clear the 12 of Blaney. And by the time we came to lap 7, we had been running in the 5th position as we came down the back straightaway out of turn 2 now, as we have trouble behind us. Ty Dillon, who goes into the wall hard after blowing a right front tire, and he collects the 51 of Cody Ware, and now the 88 of Bowman goes spinning from just ahead of the incident, but no playoff drivers involved, and that's the big thing, as we would stay out and get ready to go back green flag racing. Some trouble early on, but no playoff drivers involved as we're ready to go green, and the green flag is back. Oh, Kevin Harvick continues to lead the way as we cross the line. It is just 10 laps to go in this first stage. Keselowski with a very poor restart now as we look to his left rear as we head down into turns 1 behind the 22 of Joey Logano as we come through the center of the corner. Kyle Busch looking on my right-hand side now as we exit turn 2, still side by side with the 2 of Keselowski as we come down the back straightaway. Harvick trying to get away as quickly as possible as we head down into turn 3, pretty even with the 2 as we went into the corner. Now through the center of the corner, we try to edge him out as we push up the track just a little bit, but we come out of here giving him the space that he needs as we come through the trial. We're sitting in the 3rd position as we cross the line side by side with the 2 of Keselowski. We get cleared, so we jump up to the top line and see if we can make it work once again as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, and Kyle Busch now gets to my inside as we exit the corner down the back straightaway as Joey Logano makes a move to the lead as he tries to pass Kevin Harvick as we go into turn 3 as we build up quite a bit of a run down the back straightaway as we go into turn 3. Kyle Busch would again look to my inside as we came through the corner. And as we came to lap 12, you saw Kyle Busch got to the inside of Kevin Harvick as we came down the back straightaway, making a big move to the inside now as we make a 3 wide with a large run down the back straightaway out of turn 2 as we head in to turn 3, trying to clear the 4 of Harvick and the 18 of Kyle Busch, and we would get ahead of them both as we came out of the corner. And by the time we came to just 2 to go on the stage, we had Harvick right on my back bumper still, who looked to my inside as we were approaching the white flag in this first stage as Kyle Busch had drifted back a ways as it was just myself, Logano, Harvick, and Keselowski up here as we cross the line to start the final lap in the stage, side drafting the 4 a little bit as we head into turns 1 for the final time here in stage 1 as the Harvick quickly closing in on the back of the 22 who moves up the track, and now Harvick, he's going to try to make a move to win the stage here as we head down the back straightaway for the final time in stage 1. Keselowski on my inside as we go into turns 1, Harvick to the inside of Logano for the lead as he tries to steal the stage victory away as we move to the outside as we come out of turn 4, getting into the wall a little bit, and Harvick's going to come through to steal the stage victory from Logano, and we will get P4 in stage 1 as Logano would also get passed by his teammate Keselowski. So myself and Logano were like running 1-2 coming to the white, and we come out of stage 1 3rd and 4th. We would come to pit road, take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and we would restart in the 4th position behind the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Harvick with another playoff point, obviously, as we get ready to go here, and the stage is underway. Stage 2 is underway as we go green now on the back of the 2 of Keselowski. We're going to give him a shot to the bumper. We don't want him to pass our teammate Kevin Harvick, obviously, but we still need to get out front if possible now as we head into turns 1, making contact with the 22 of Logano, who was up the track a little bit there going into turns 1 as Kyle Busch also looks to my inside as we exit turn 2 going down the back straightaway. And we build up a bit of a run with help from the draft of Keselowski as we head down into turn 3 side by side with the 22 Penske driver of Joey Logano as we come through turn 3, moving back up to that top line, trying to build up the momentum on the exit of the corner now as we don't really gain too much now down the front straightaway as we come through to complete this first lap of the stage side by side with the 18 of Kyle Busch as we head down into turns 1. Harvick continuing to lead early on in this event as we come through the center of the corner. Kyle Busch gets about clear of me as we exit turn 2 down the back straightaway ahead of Eric Jones now as we just continue to run this top line. And there was a slight audio cutout here because my controller battery's dying, and it does that when your controller dies when you're on the wheel. It just cuts everything out for some reason. Now as we come out of turn 4, going down the front straightaway, getting into the back of Keselowski through the trial to push him ahead of Kyle Busch as we head down towards turns 1. Harvick continues the lead after the second lap in the stage as they battle side by side as we just about get into the back of the 2 of Keselowski, who checked up quite a bit now as we come out of turn 2 side by side with him, using Kyle Busch's draft to pull ahead. And by the time we came to lap 4, Keselowski would get back ahead of me as we didn't really actually get past him, but we would make a move to the inside of him, making it 3 wide with Keselowski and Kyle Busch as we go into turn 3, just like we did earlier in stage 1. We made that 3 wide move on Kyle Busch as we came out of turn 4, now pulling ahead of the 18 and the 2 as we came through to cross the line to hit lap 5 of 17 here in this second stage. And by the time we came to lap 12, still running in the 3rd position behind Logano and Harvick, but this time we'd make a move to the inside of Logano as we came came through turn 3, trying to move up into the second position now as we came out of turn 4 side by side with the 22 driver now as we came through the trial. Keselowski quickly approaching my back bumper now as we head down towards turns 1 for the first time here on this 13th lap, and we would get ahead of the 22 of Joey Logano. He would try to battle back through the center of the corner, but we would clear him and set our sights on Kevin Harvick, and by the time we came to just 2 to go in the stage, approaching the white flag now as we cross the line, Kyle Busch would move into P3 behind me as we just try to run down Harvick here in the final lap of this stage, trying to get a playoff point if possible, but we get onto the apron and we hang onto the car on this final lap, thankfully, in the second stage as we come out of turn 2. It's 2 races in a row that we've hit the apron in front of Kyle Busch and saved the car, thankfully, as we come down the back straightaway into turn 3 for the final time. In the second stage, Kyle Busch has a chance to look to my inside as we push a little bit wide, and that's going to allow him to look to my inside as we come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway side by side with the 18 of Kyle Busch, but we would come through to get second in the stage after Harvick wins stage 2 as well to get another playoff point. And Kurt Busch rounds out your top 5. Eric Almirola rounds out your top 10. We would come to pit road, take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and this would set us back a bit as we would get ready to start this final stage. We would get pushed back to the 16th position, so we lost 14 spots on pit road. Not what we needed, but we had to do this to make sure we have some speed at the end of this race as we get ready to start this final stage. And it's been a pretty clean race so far, other than the caution early on as the final stage is underway. We start behind the 40 of Jamie McMurray now as we head down towards turns 1. Alex Bowman on my inside as we go into the corner. Ryan Blaney, a playoff contender, behind me, who battles alongside with William Byron. We're not too concerned in this first round of the playoffs, obviously, about points because we're very comfortable above the cut line right now as we come down the back straightaway. So we just need to get out of this first round without making some stupid mistakes, and it looks like we are doing a good job of doing that today as we make it 3 wide with McMurray now as we come out of turn 4. And the AI don't like to give you a lot of room when you move to the outside in this game, or at Las Vegas specifically, but I decided we had to try it because we had a chance to gain a bunch of positions here on this restart now as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. Harvick continuing to lead as we go 3 wide with McMurray and Byron as we exit the corner. McMurray backed out of it, thankfully, now as we come down the back straightaway on the back bumper of our teammate Clint Boyer as we head down towards turn 3, sitting in the 16th position, side by side just about with Newman now as we get alongside him as we exit turn 4, closing in on the back of the 14. We give him a little bit of a shot to the bumper as we come through the front straightaway to cross the line in the 15th position now with 23 to go in this race. Not a lot of time left as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. We would close in on the cars ahead using this outside line as we came down the back straightaway. Newman on my inside, we would blow right on past him, and by the time he went down towards the end of lap 45 on the inside line now, looking to the inside of our teammate Clint Boyer with just 22 to go as we make a little bit of contact on his door as we head into turns 1. Joey Logano has fallen back quite a ways now as we continue to battle with Clint Boyer. As you see right here, our rival Martin Truex Jr. sits just ahead of me, and this certainly changes the game plan. We've got to be careful with Truex, as we know if we get in front of him or even around him, he's going to try and wreck me now as we come through turns 3 on his back bumper. And it was all about me being careful here with the 19, and by the time we came out of turn 2 on lap 47, he got to the inside of Bowman, and I decided to take a chance here as we had a lot of momentum as we went down towards turn 3, and we're going to have to send it in deep, and we do, trying to get clear of the 19, but we overshoot the corner and allow Truex to get back to my inside. As we come out of turn 4, he would door slam me as we came out of the corner, but thankfully we hang on to it. That could have easily ended badly for me, but thankfully we did not, and as we came to lap 48 now, they continue to battle side by side in front of me, and they go 3 wide, or 2 wide as we make it 3 wide up the inside of Bowman, but Truex on the outside line. I decided we had to take this opportunity and make the move, and this time it would work as we went into turns 1. Truex would be having to back out of the throttle, and we would get ahead of him, and we would finally be in the safe zone for now as we came out of turn 2, clearing Bowman as well. And that was the first time we've really had a run-in with Truex since he's become a rival, and by the time we came to lap 55, we'd run down the 9 of Chase Elliott and try to get past him as we came down the back straightaway looking to his inside. As we went down into turn 3, we would get ahead of Chase and take over the 7th position as we came out of turn 4 and set our sights now on the cars up ahead, as he would battle back though on the front straightaway through the trial as we crossed the line to hit just 12 laps to go here in the first race of the playoffs. As we went down into turns 1, we would be able to clear the 9 of Chase Elliott, especially as we came out of turn 2 as he would back out of the throttle. And as we came to lap 60 now, we would continue to try and run down the cars up ahead in that 7th position, pulling away from Elliott quite a bit. And we were running these cars up ahead down, but certainly running out of time here with 8 laps to go as we head down towards turns 3 and turns 4, just trying to get at least maybe a top 5 if possible, because Zalewski up there runs 5th, so we might have a chance to do that as we come through out of turn 4, down through the trioval to cross to the line right here. It is now 7 laps to go in Las Vegas, and by the time we came to lap 61, coming through turns 1 and turns 2, exiting the corner, we have trouble behind us, a playoff driver of Jimmy Johnson, who blows the tire going into the corner, and he comes down and hits Landon Castle, but he hangs on to it now as Jimmy Johnson has taken a huge hit in the playoffs, as this would send him straight to the back of the field. This would obviously bring out the caution. And early playoff issues for Jimmy Johnson. This could be a huge hit. And as we get ready to go green, though, from behind Kurt Busch, TRUEX on my outside as we go green as he'd worked his way up. As we come through, TRUEX is going to hook me in the right rear as he tries to turn me into the 2 of Keselowski. But we hang on to the car now as we get very lucky to hang on to that, as TRUEX blatantly tried to wreck me there as we came through to cross the line. And thankfully, we are still going straight now as we have just 4 laps to go in this race. Certainly a bit of an intense last handful of laps here leading up to the final few laps of this race as we look to the inside of Larson going into turns 3. Chase Elliott closes in on my back bumper now as we come through the center of the corner side by side with the 42 driver of Kyle Larson as we come through to complete the first lap since the restart on the inside of Almirola, as Kyle Busch right now leads this race with just 3 laps to go as we head down into turns 1 behind the 1 car of Kurt Busch, who tries to win. He hasn't won since early in the season as we come out of turn 2, clearing Almirola for a moment as we come down the back straightaway, sliding up in front of him behind our teammate of Kevin Harvick as we head down towards turn 3, making a move to his inside. And certainly gaining a lot of positions that we shouldn't have been. We maybe should have got 6 out of this race, but now we have a chance to get a good, easy top 5 as we come through the trial to hit the 2 lap to go mark, as we are right on the back bumper of Kevin Harvick as we went down into turns 1, looking to his inside once again as Kurt Busch looks to the inside of his brother Kyle Busch for the lead here with just 2 laps to go in Las Vegas, as Kurt and Kyle battle it out to lock themselves into the round of 12 as we head down the back straightaway for the final time side by side with Harvick as we go into turns 3. And we edge out our teammate of Harvick now through the center of the corner, but he's going to try and battle on my outside as we exit turn 4, going down the front straightaway into the trioval. Kurt Busch clear for the lead, obviously, as we cross the line. The white flag is in the air now as we head down towards turns 1 for the final time here in Las Vegas. Kurt Busch in command as he tries to win the first race of the playoffs this season and lock himself into the round of 12 as we come out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, trying to close in on the back of the 18 of Kyle Busch as we head down towards turn 3. We make a move to the inside. Kurt Busch in command as he just needs to make no mistakes and he will win this race as we come out of turn 4 side by side with the 18 of Kyle Busch. As we come through the trioval, Kurt Busch will win in Vegas and we will edge out the 18 of Kyle Busch for the 2nd position here in Las Vegas as we add a 2nd place onto the list of 500 2nd place finishes already, and Kyle Busch gets P3. Kurt Busch wins the race, and a great finish for us because we did not deserve a 2nd place finish in this race. We should have been 5th or 6th at best, so we certainly stole some extra points there in a 2nd place finish. Jimmy Johnson would end up DNFing, so a huge hit early in the playoffs for Jimmy Johnson, and there you see it's going to be a big hit for him. He is 28 points behind now after Las Vegas, so obviously he is in a huge trouble for Johnson. He's going to probably have to win already at this point in the playoffs, and we're only 1 race in, so not good for him, as we certainly have some drivers who don't seem to be very happy with me. Martin Truex Jr. included. We're not going to apologize to Truex. We're obviously going to provoke him. Obviously 100% his fault in every situation that we made contact with him. McMurray says we race clean, so that's all that matters, I guess. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. Next episode, we start the playoffs for the Xfinity Series and go to round 2 of the playoffs in the Cup Series for Richmond. So we'll see how that goes there. Hopefully we can run very well. Johnson's there, cut off there, but he's the last car in the playoffs right now, so he might be in a must-win situation. So we go to Richmond next episode. We'll see if the 48 can rebound from a huge hit in the playoffs after some trouble late in Las Vegas. So I will see you guys in the next episode where we try to battle it out in Richmond. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day. I will see you guys in the next one.